night, guys, and it was bad.
Were you a player or DM?
DM.
Oh god.
I think we're live, boys.
I'm still seeing you as hosting Skipford. I will refresh. Still hosting Skipford.
The host with the
Is there
most.
just like an intense delay?
Yep, there we
Confirmed
go.
I
There it
am
is.
live.
Just
All right.
paused.
I have to mute the stream because otherwise I
Yeah.
get weird timing issues. I'm like, wait, what?
Can't stand hearing myself talk.
I just play every week with the stream in the background. I get that, hear everything I'm saying.
Doom, doom.
9 and 11.
Oh god, now I remember what happened last.
I remember most of it, but I'll have to get some help on it, I think.
Make notes on the notes so that way we can do a recap video later because I really screwed up.
Yeah,
It's the whole 24-hour
I'll
thing.
make-
It's
I'll
dumb.
make notes, not.
I have to wait 24 hours to upload a video off of Twitch to YouTube based on my affiliate contract.
Okay, I'm going to try to do this in chronological order.
Okay.
Remind me if I missed anything. Okay. So we started off on the street in front of the Burgomeister's house. We had no resources left. Nobody had any spells. Everyone was tired except our new warlock and our fighter, who were both relatively fresh. But we had like no spells or anything. We scouted out the place, decided to come in through the roof. Skirp fought with a tablecloth or something? A sheet?
Yeah, it was a sheet covering basically
It
a
was
couch.
white as a sheet.
He
King size,
slayed the sheet.
Yes, thusly.
Yes. And then we tried to sneak in a little deeper. We ran into a door of an emo like proto necromancer.
Mm-hmm.
There was I just got refreshed back to Skipford. That's weird. Okay.
That's a web browser thing.
Okay, I reloaded back to your stream. We went in there, had a weird conversation with the kid. Skirp gave him some fatherly advice about not being a necromancer anymore. He tried to get us to step onto a magic circle, and everyone was like, no. Just no. How did we dispel the trap on the door? Does anybody remember?
It was a very lucky you guys found it at like Beacant, and Skirp used his "I'm getting rid of magical rune writing."
Okay.
His channel divinity. There we go. That's the word for it.
We decided to head back downstairs. We ended up in like a master bedroom or something.
You did through a trapdoor.
I stole a wedding dress.
Mm-hmm.
Then things got a little hairy.
There was also in that same room a mirror that pinged magical. And you were like, nope.
I kind of wish we'd explored that, but at the same time, we didn't
I've explored
have time.
magical mirrors before.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I'm not even sure that mirror was magical that like tried to kill you, right? Might have just been
That was just a regular
thing.
mirror.
Yeah, that's just mirrors in Barovia. Don't know why anybody has them. We snuck into Isaac's room. Our Raven dude got super loud. Woke him up, and then I shot him for like 80 damage while he was still waking up.
No armor on. His axe was next to his bed.
I remember Skirp ran into the wrong room to pick an additional fight.
Oh god.
Yes, Skirp broke into the wrong room to start a fight. He killed a couple dogs.
With the Burgermeister, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with the Burgermeister. He killed a couple dogs. My character made a split-second decision and shot the Burgermeister. No witnesses. And then we escaped very gracefully, not by falling out a window one at a time.
Well, hold on. You forgot the badass part where our
Oh yeah, our
Our new
warlock.
companion was just like, I've got the hostage. See you, kids, and
Yeah.
just like walked right out into the into a dimension door and like was like
Yep.
waiting for us back at the end.
Feet
That
already
was
up,
pretty cool.
mug in
Yep.
hand, just like, hey guys, what took you so long? And as I recall, the Burgomeister thing happened. He pulled his sword, and Skirp was standing there, basically going, "Hey, no, we're cool. Don't do this." And then Skirp tried to react in self-defense and slew him.
Did Skirp kill the Burgomeister or did
That's what I
Gideon?
remember.
Because I remember everyone yelling at me for killing the Burgomeister.
I remember everybody yelling at Skirp for killing the Burgomeister.
Skirp?
I was yelling at Skirt for going the wrong way.
Yeah, but that's just a day that ends in Y.
One door was open and there was loud noises. The other
I'm
one was
okay
closed.
with
I
blaming
don't
Skirp
understand.
for it if you guys are. Because
I
I'm pretty sure he was like, no, we're going to leave him alive. And I'm like, nope. And leaned over the doorway and shot him.
that tracks with my understanding of my character, but I don't remember who held the knife.
It was a crossbow, but okay.
So
Who was
I
holding
vaguely
the knife?
remember Skirp backing out of the room after killing the dogs, and Gideon slaughtering it. But we can scroll up and
I vaguely remember that too. I vaguely remember
If
Gideon
only-
having. Maybe did Gideon kill the dogs and Skirt?
No,
kill
I
the
definitely
Burgomeister,
did
or
not
was it
kill
other
the
way around?
dogs. I definitely did not
so
kill
think
the
it's
the
the other way
so the
around then.
last thing to die would have been the Burgomeister, and the last person to attack was Gideon.
That makes sense to me.
The math checks out.
Anyway,
No witnesses.
well,
Yeah,
except
no-
for his son who saw us all.
No, there's no video evidence anymore.
Yeah. We dove out the window, escaped. I sent my Iron Giant, who had been beating up the front of the house, to go hide
God,
and meet us back at the inn later, which apparently he did without pursuit since he was in the stables last we checked. And then we decided that maybe the best thing to do would be to try to install our own dictator. What was his name?
What's
Skirp.
It's
Uh,
isn't Irina's brother?
Irina's
Yeah.
brother. I'm blanking on his name right now.
It's Ismark.
Ismark, yes. We thought, okay, he's the son of another Burgermeister. Maybe we could like get everyone to follow him rather than the demon lady that wants to throw the gates open for Strahd.
Yay.
Which is the next thing you guys are going to have to deal with.
And we're like, okay, I guess we're gonna have to go kill her.
And that was pretty much where we left it. Was like, what are we going to do with the current state of this town? Because the Burgomeister's dead, and there's somebody that's literally been waiting for him to die that tried to hire you guys to kill him, which you ended up doing anyway.
Do we collect the reward and then
Right, we
say,
should
"By
collect
way,
the
we're-
reward."
We're installing a new Burgomeister.
We should double dip here, guys. Totes. I wasn't here for that, so August wasn't.
I'm okay with this.
We'll see.
Okay, so that's where we left off, right? This was all just kind of like
That was all flying with the seat of your guys' pants, and it mostly worked.
I do remember
13.
getting up into people's faces a couple times about how we need to hurry. We don't have time to dawdle and explore because Strahd is probably on his way.
Right, because there's a
Mm.
communication that was intercepted.
Ah, that's what it was.
Yes, and that's why we were in such a hurry.
Someone
but-
paged him.
The were-ravens assured us that they can protect her as long as we got her to the inn.
It was a misdial. Wrong number.
Yep.
New phone.
Sorry.
who dis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ignore everything I said. Just hang up. Okay, that's where I remember us leaving off.
Okay. I will say that it is still up to you guys where you're going from here. Namely, what are you going to do about Lady Voctor? And what are you going to do about the town leadership?
All right, gentlemen, lady. So those are good questions. I feel like we talked to, I can't remember his name right now, the innkeeper, and he
Erwin
said he might have some
Martikov.
ideas about how to get Ismark installed, like how to throw the town support behind him. But I don't remember if there was anything that came from that conversation.
Nothing yet. That was all like dead end of the last session.
Yeah.
So
It's hard for me to support any plan that installs Doctor into a place of power here.
Yeah, can we all agree that she's like a bad person?
I mean,
I've never met the lady.
absolutely. Oh,
I mean,
And
what, do you guys really have any proof? Like,
I
maybe
had detect,
she's just.
I had detect good and evil on the whole time, and she was being like, "Whoa."
I mean, but good, evil. It's Barovia. The
perspective.
lines are pretty.
But good and
Look.
evil isn't just good or evil. It's also like if you're
No one colors
infernal
inside the
or-
lines in Barovia.
Ain't that
I
damn case.
Don't know what you're talking about. I have never just
Somebody needs to
killed a
take these
guy out
people
of
like-
hand.
You get kindergarten going on here. People learn how to cut out shapes and follow between the lines.
I mean, I would have no objection. I believe we slept tonight, by the way. If you want to update all our HPs to full, because this is
That's
the
what I
next day.
thought
Oh,
we
ba-
did,
I thought
but
we did
my
too.
Yeah, because
my-
I remember we all
My
like
spells
camped
and
out in the
stuff are all
same
back
room as
now,
Arena.
okay,
Mhm.
yeah,
We all slept in the same room as
Well
Arena
then.
to make sure.
I remembered that, but my text files were not at that, so I wasn't positive. All right, updated.
Updating.
I do not have 7,600 or 7,360 HP. I
It's
don't
a
care what I
ration error.
typed.
What?
Oh, that
I
attitude you
typed it
don't.
into my
Oh.
character sheet 7,360 instead of 60. Now listen, I mean, if we're talking about like invading her house and killing her in the middle of the night type thing, I feel like,
What's one more?
I mean, last I knew, there was a particular person I would really like to have a conversation with that she was harboring.
Who?
Yes, you
One
are aware of the
coffin
fact
maker.
that she has been harboring the coffin maker.
The person I blame for Squirrel's death. Does that ring a bell?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Vaguely.
I mean, so
Who's squirrel? Okay.
we could like surround the house and just set it on fire.
Wait. Okay. Why is everybody looking at me?
No reason, I'm sure.
It was an accident. There were vampires. Won't happen again.
I mean, if there's another fire, they'll blame the coffin maker, right? Like his last house burned down too.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I'm looking for alternate ideas here.
Mhm.
I thought I remember us saying that Ismark had a claim to being able to run this town. Is it just the fact that he happened to be a burgomaster of a different place before? Like,
Yeah.
he has
He
experience.
doesn't have a blood claim to it. Like he has a blood claim to the actual village of Barovia to run if he wanted to. But here he doesn't. But he is, of the candidates so far, he's the one that's qualified, is kind of what's being put forth, because
Mm-hmm.
son, he grew up in it. He knows the ins and outs for the most part.
Yeah, he was raised for it. He's got all the training.
What if we were to... So... I think Ismark would make the most sense. My concern is Wagner and whether or not she would be able to be kept at bay. Like, if we install him, what's to stop her from just, I don't know, killing him? Finding some other convenient way to dispose of him? I guess
Yeah.
she never I mean, I guess it was something was enough to prevent her from going after the current Burgermeister or the past one, but at least directly.
Burgermeisters.
Burgermeister. Excuse
We
me.
could.
Burgermasters.
I mean, as far as getting support behind Ismark, like the abbot, or not the abbot, the father of the church in the town here, you know, we're close with him.
Yeah.
We know the barkeep here.
That's 2 factions on our side.
You know, I don't know if we could convince. I don't know how much sway or pull, perhaps, our good friend Rictavio, if he would be able to reprise his performance and maybe perhaps lend some aid from that. The guard, maybe, even? I don't know. Although I guess some of them had been just the night before watching an incarcerated Ismark. So,
And I
don't know.
definitely didn't tell my Iron Giant to rip off any arms.
No,
Never would
none
do
at
that.
all.
Doesn't sound like me at all.
Could you not leave the Iron Giant to protect him?
Oh
Maybe
yeah,
that
for
person-
sure. I like that.
So that would help him not being murdered, right?
That
Potentially.
it'd make him a tough customer.
But
Suppose there's also the Keepers of the Feather that watch this place, maybe.
I feel like we're gonna have to deal with Wagner. Wagner? Is it Nur or
I think
Tur?
Wachtner, I think?
Wagner?
Wachter.
Wachter? Oh,
Wagner. Like Doctor.
Wachter.
Like Doctor, but with the
Doctor?
the
Wachter?
Doctor? Doctor.
Doctor.
Wagner. Okay.
Okay, that's Clarence.
Okay. Sorry. We could. I mean, no matter what, I feel like we're gonna have to deal with her, because if we try to leave her behind, things could go really bad behind us.
Hmm. So murder is what you're what you're saying, basically.
Think of it as a preventative revenge killing.
Jeez.
So we are definitely drawing out of the lines, coloring outside of the lines. I mean, August is going to refer to the Keepers of the Feather as to if they are okay with him partaking in this, since he's been kind of following their guidelines in this realm.
Well, think of it this way: would she hesitate if it came down to killing you to seize power?
Oh, see, I see. August sees no flaw in your plan, but he still wants to make sure that the authorities that he's been answering to here are okay with it.
I tend to also agree that we should seek the guidance of perhaps those that are more tied to the movings and going on of this place.
Okay, we'll ask their opinion. I'm not suggesting we just go run off and invade the place, kick down the door or anything. But you know, I feel like if we decide to move on from this town without making sure that she won't seize power, then we're gonna regret it. I mean, she did ask us to kill the Burgermeister. We could, I don't know, tell the city that.
And then explain away that we weren't the
And then
ones that
run.
killed him.
Incidentally.
It's
Just blame it on me and I'll disappear. Meet you outside of town.
I think it's probably worth us having a seeking counsel of the Keeper of Feathers.
Okay.
Just, they have an idea too.
All
So
right.
why is it on us to kind of install new leadership in the town?
Well, we killed the old leader who
Sure.
somehow was keeping Strahd from taking over the city itself, or the town itself. And the next person in line wants to throw open the gates to whatever Strahd wants to do here, right?
Yeah,
So,
effectively.
I mean, it's
When you say in line, like, is there an order of succession to a governorship? Like,
she was under the opinion that if the
mayoral?
Burgermeister was dead, she would be in charge. So
The how it actually works, which you guys kind of already know from Ismark, is that the the next oldest male heir is in line for it.
Oh, so his son.
oh yeah, he's gonna love that.
But you also know that based on the fact that she outright tried to hire you and gave you the reason why she was hiring you to kill the Burgomeister, that she's very much interested in. Now basically has her opportunity.
She was under the impression that if he were out of the way, she would be end up in charge. Which, I mean,
does that mean
that's good enough for me.
is she gonna kill that kid?
Or is she
I don't
going
know
to
if I-
control the kid?
Don't know if I'd put either past her.
I mean, you did sense something off about her, right?
Yeah, absolutely. She's not from. I mean,
If she were a practitioner of the arcane arts, I bet she could easily influence him by offering teaching.
I forget exactly what how character like what she pinged if it was fiend or undead, but
I want to say it was Fiend.
This is
It was
the
Fiend.
morning.
mm,
The morning immediately following the murder. Is that right?
that's
Correct.
This is pillow talk
So-
as we fall asleep.
What you thinking about?
Oh, murder stuff, I guess.
Right? I mean,
Say,
this is we're all
dream
sleeping in
about
the
that most
same
nights lately.
room.
Can we talk about boys? I'd rather talk about boys now.
Yeah. What about that? What about that young son of Burgomeister? He seems like a pretty good leader, right?
Wasn't he creating a bunch of, wasn't he killing cats and then bringing them back from the dead?
You don't have any proof that he was killing
I don't
cats,
think he was
but he was
killing them.
definitely animating them.
Yeah, I mean he
He
seems
just
like
happened
a
upon a
natural-born
whole
leader.
cache of dead cats to raise. It's
He's
just
a
luck.
crazy cat boy. Like,
I've seen other people like summon animals to help them. Like, I don't see how that's different.
well, those are usually alive animals.
Didn't you give him a whole speech about how he should turn away from his evil ways?
I think
Yeah.
it was about books in particular.
It was
Less
the
so on the
way that he
necromancy.
was doing it, right? Like,
It wasn't a necromancy. It was how he was cooking the necromancy.
I'm okay with the evil. It's the book learning that I don't like.
Basically,
Are you saying- are you saying bringing cats back to life, in essence, unkilling cats is?
They weren't back to life. They were like skeletons, weren't they?
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm just
They
a
were
regular
full-on
goblin.
skeleton cats?
But does this mean you're saying that killing cats is good? Because if unkilling cats is evil,
No, I believe he's saying there's a natural order of things, one that you seem to be able to ignore in many ways, which is fine. That's
Like-
cool, but
sure, I get that there's a natural, and I'm with you on that front. Like, he absolutely, should not be messing with magics that were not gifted to him.
Didn't he also have like a bunch of mannequins in the corner, facing the corner in a really creepy way? I'm just saying,
He did.
this
Yes.
kid is a serial killer or on the cusp of becoming one.
well, and what good would it?
I just-
if Wagner really is a fiend, like what possible resistance could a young child,
Exactly.
necromantic prodigy or not, really offer?
And that
prodigy.
kid never stood a chance. I mean, his father was like in the next room from a kidnapped girl and seemed fine with it. The thing that upset him was us rescuing her. So it's like,
That kid seemed perfectly fine, and I'm not gonna stand by. Well, some woman just murders him so that she can be the next male heir to. Like,
I feel like you've got a good grasp of the situation.
I'm following it.
In summary, nature finds a way. That's what I've just taken away from what he says.
Okay,
But I'm not.
I agree. She will probably kill or manipulate that kid. She might even give him books.
If that, although, I out of character. I'd like this. Like we haven't found out how the city's reacting to the death of
I
their.
No,
mean,
not
I'm
yet.
guessing nobody even knows quite yet, right? Like,
Right. As
It's
so
nighttime.
there was clearly some sort of large golem attacking the Burgomeister's house that was making a lot of noise. So it stands to reason that will be investigated. If that is actually, if there's been a full investigation, if a
Oh.
body has been found, anything like that, you guys don't know yet because you haven't left the inn. It is
sure
like
don't.
it is early.
So there goes the idea of leaving the golem with your buddy,
Right.
because that's being blamed for currently the assault.
I think we should talk to the keepers of the feather
Okay.
and see what they think. Seek their counsel.
Maybe we should frame the chick that wants to kill them and say that the golem belonged to her and try to plant some
Well-
evidence.
We could just have him go stand outside our house, like he's guarding it.
Right?
Just inconspicuously, like, oh, I can't talk. I was gonna say, just have him inconspicuously just say on loop, I am protecting Lady Wagner and doing what she wants me to do.
We
Just the
could
whole night.
cover his hands in blood, and then have him guard in front of the house. That would be pretty clear, right?
I want to go.
It's getting real gross.
I want to
it
go
could be like
guard that kid.
chicken blood or something.
That's all there is to it. Like
What do you want to do with the kid?
I want to make sure that nothing happens to him. I think he's in danger right now.
Okay. Well, we have a very effective scout with us who can fly.
Thank you, but can't fly.
I mean, I could throw you really hard. Oh, the golem can
Look.
throw you really hard.
Play that game later.
Okay.
Moose.
so-
We're just gonna call him Moose from now on.
Moose.
Seal.
All right.
oh God.
The golem
Moose.
has
I see
more
where
than
this is
the
going.
moose.
I already see the line.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Why don't we talk to the keepers about the boy and this whole situation
Okay.
and
All right.
figure out what to do? Because Skirp, I'm with you, but you stomping on down back to the scene of the crime,
Yeah,
like you're not gonna protect anybody if you get arrested or killed.
Yep,
At least
I'm with-
clean the blood of his dogs off your sword before you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was the lightsaber, right? Doesn't
I
it just
guess,
clean
yeah.
itself?
Yep.
The sunblade.
So the
I bet
wounds are
that didn't smell
cauterized.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
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 Way to make it weird.
August, do you know how to get in contact with a member of your order so we can consult with them?
You're the only actual member, but I assume our
Oh, I thought you
innkeeper
were a
would be
member.
downstairs.
I thought you were.
I'm an honorary guest / like trusted friend. I'm not a member.
He's actually less of a member than you are right now.
Oh,
Yeah, that's basically what I said.
this is awkward. Sorry.
Okay then.
I will figure out how to get in contact with somebody.
I mean.
Well, I mean, I
pretty sure
told
the
you what I
innkeeper's
know, as far as probably the innkeeper's probably where he's at or the back and stuff like that. But yeah,
Yeah.
ultimately,
You just
your
see
authority in the order is higher than mine for sure.
Tally's in the window with a candle, with bird silhouette with her hands, trying to bat signal. Is this how this works?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, effectively, it's a matter of walking downstairs and seeing what's going on.
I'm gonna walk downstairs and
with
see what's
Erwin.
going on.
That is pretty much just all that needs to happen at this point in time. You go down there, and the inn's actually pretty quiet. Still early morning. Erwin's out. He's just kind of doing the barkeep thing, wiping down the counter, milling around, getting ready for the day, taking chairs off the table, stuff like that. He sees you come down and just gives you a look, says, "So, busy night last night, huh?"
Yeah, a little too busy, perhaps.
Sounds like it. Did you have any run-ins with a certain Burgomeister of the town, by any chance?
The current Burgomeister? No. Well, we met him.
He's like, uh-huh. There guards freaking out looking for some giant Iron Man that apparently broke into the Burgomeister's house and shot him with a crossbow.
Oh, giant Iron Man shot the booger.
Wow, I didn't hear about. Did you hear about that? I didn't.
Yeah, you know anybody with a crossbow and a giant golem man?
Nobody comes to mind. Hey, Gideon.
I've never met a giant Iron Man that could shoot
What's
a
up?
crossbow.
Where's Moose?
In the stables.
Of course, we keep a moose in the stables. Okay.
That's where they
Erwin's
told
just
me to keep them.
standing there. He's like, you know, I can hear you, and I know that your golem's in the stables, right?
I know that you know that, but I don't know if anybody else knows that you know that I know that you know that.
So what you're saying is that you know that I know that you know that I know that you know that the golem's in the stables.
I don't know what you're talking
You know?
about anymore.
Now I forget our character. Is the innkeeper actually a member of Keepers of the Feather?
He is probably the lead.
Oh,
Because he
By probably,
inducted you.
He's the he's the lead.
yeah. So let's say that there's currently a gulf of power that could be filled in this town. So two things. One, Lady Wagner obviously has her eye on that. But our understanding is that that would be fulfilled first by any, next of kin, specifically perhaps a young son of the Burgomeister.
He says that's how it's supposed to play out. But no one really sees the sun very often these days. Victor is
can't get through the smog.
Yeah, he's like, that's true too. He says, but Victor is really rarely seen outside the house, so no one really knows if he's even been trained in politics or anything along those lines. He may just not care, but it is his by right.
What happens if he were to refuse or just not be fit to take the position?
There would be elections, at least elections of sorts. Most likely it would be, certain upstanding citizens nominating their peers or not nominating themselves, and then the rest of the townsfolk either agreeing or disagreeing with them. Less of an election and more of a, hey, you'd be good at this, and everybody either says yes or no.
Who votes in that scenario?
It's effectively popular vote. So anybody that owns a home in Vallaki would have a say.
Homeowners.
Yeah.
Run on a platform of lowering those property taxes. And was it true that the recently passed Burgomeister was responsible for keeping Strahd at bay?
I mean,
or how much of that was perhaps your work, for instance?
The Keepers did a fair bit of work of keeping Strahd on his toes. I don't know how successful we were. I think for the most part, Vallaki as a whole just wasn't a threat, and so he left us alone.
Do you think if Lady Wagner were to take the mantle of Burgomeister, what do you think would happen in this town? Our impression is that would be very not desirable, but...
He says, well, I imagine the church would be routed. The Keepers would be forced to relocate, likely to the Wizard of Wines. And anyone that spoke out against Strahd or probably Lady Wagner would find themselves probably being chewed on by a giant wolf of some kind, or worse.
So not ideal.
Says no, not in particular.
My plan's looking better and better.
So...
what about a non-violent approach with a ring or something of, say, alter self / disguise self, and the Burgomeister was just, fake my own death. It was a double. I'm not actually dead. Poof, here I am.
Perhaps playing into his everything's wonderful kind of
Right.
thing.
Everyone just kind of thinks about it and says, it's not a bad idea, but do you have such a ring?
No.
He says, unfortunately, Strahd is the one that typically keeps and finds such artifacts in this land.
Gotcha. An idea. Maybe
If we were to, oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm just mumbling.
Okay, good. If we were to go through with these elections and manage to find somebody who'd be reasonably good at this job that's not Lady Wagner, Ismark maybe, for example, and he was peacefully elected and nominated and became the Burgomeister, do you think that would sit well with Wagner? Our suspicion is that perhaps my
She tried to
accelerating
hire
thing-
us to kill the last
I know,
Burgermeister.
I
Do you
know.
think she's gonna leave the next one alone if it's not her?
But she wasn't very successful, was she?
It depends on your point of view.
He just kind of laughs and he says, that drunk over there in the corner?
We'll have
Oh.
his
Wait,
sister
he's
slap
supposed to
him
be
into shape.
sober. I thought that was.
Yeah, that.
You guys
Yeah,
were
we
working on
sobered
it,
him up.
but yeah.
I mean, you could run. If there's another candidate you have in mind.
He says, no, not really. The keepers would prefer to stay kind of in the shadows as we have been. It's easier to perform our works that way than being on a larger platform, and I fear that doing that would put a bigger target on Valaki's back for Strahd if one of ours were there. As for Ismark, it's if you could get him out of his cups, it's possible, but I don't expect that Lady Wagner would be any less devious towards him than she was to his predecessor.
So if we weren't here, what would be your plan?
We would try to find somebody of the town, maybe one of the shopkeepers, perhaps even Belinsky, to be our kind of our nominated candidate and do what we could to push people in his favor. I don't know that he would be the best choice, but given the options.
What would you do about the Chica that's threatening his position? Just deal with her threats?
We would probably deal with her threats in the way that we deal with threats, quietly. But ultimately, we would wait for her to make some kind of move first before we did so.
Like trying to hire someone to assassinate the Burgomeister?
Yes, but honestly, we would probably know about that before the assassin knew that he was being hired.
Did you know about us getting hired?
He says, of course we did. We've been following you for quite some time.
Fair enough.
I wasn't hired. I'm just saying.
Oh, no, sorry. I'm
No.
gesturing. I'm gesturing to the
Right.
You were obviously
to the
here.
other culpable agents in this group.
Well, I've made my opinion clear, but I'm willing to follow your lead.
I mean, have you described your plan to the keepers?
In short, getting like to have a second meeting with her and assassinate the employer.
Well, listen, okay, she tried to hire us. If we walk in there and say, look, we did what you did, what you asked, and then we quietly take care of things, I have some unfinished business with a house guest of hers too, and then, problem solved. You can select someone who's not Voctor, and everyone lives in happiness, right? Right? It's a win-win-win and lose for her.
Or draw.
I have no issue sending people to meet the Raven Queen, or at least put them in the queue for when we get rid of Strahd so they can make it to the Raven Queen. So I'm fine as long as the feathers are fine, as I stated. I'm saying this to the barkeep.
Yeah. He says no one's going to mind if Lady Voctor suddenly disappears.
If that's what it takes to keep that sweet kid safe.
Barkeeper kind of looks at you and says, "Kid? Oh, Victor, right." He says, "Yeah, sweet kid." He says, but again, the risk there is that Strahd suddenly loses an ally and becomes aware of it.
Mm-hmm.
None of the plans are without risk. It's
Yeah.
just a matter of which one's the best choice. There may not be a best choice, and maybe the lesser of several evils. He says, but I'm sure you're used to that by now.
Yeah.
Isn't removing Strahd's allies a good thing?
He says, yes, but it isn't a good thing when it draws Strahd's attention.
But don't these three already have his attention, from what I understand?
Which three?
I think he means the
Gideon,
rest of his partner.
Skirt.
Oh, he says, well, yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean, that's not really.
But it's more to the town. When you guys aren't here,
We could leave.
you know.
He'd draw his gaze elsewhere. Now I'm trying to remember what did we end up doing with Arena?
She's
Is she
So-
still with us?
She's here with you guys. She ended up coming back here because you guys left her at the tower for too long for her tastes.
Right.
So she grabbed Treebane and came back here because word got to her that Ismark was captured for basically being too drunk
Right.
in the stocks. She came here, had a run-in with Ezek. Ezek captured her. You guys know the rest.
Right. And so she's still here at the
Oh
end.
yeah.
Yeah, she's
He
she's
said
upstairs.
something when I killed him. Something better. Never mind. Probably
What?
better kept to myself.
Huh?
She's not around, right?
No, she's still upstairs.
He like reached out for her and said "sister" after I landed the killing blow.
Wait, what?
Ezek?
Really?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
So then Arena and Ismark. Huh. Ezek wasn't related to the Burgomeister, was he?
And says, no, Ezek was found outside of town missing an arm. Some of the Burgomeister's guards brought him in, and somehow eventually he got that ghastly thing. We all assumed it was from some sort of deal with Strahd, and that's where he's been ever since. He's always been a little off, though, that one. Very,
Do we
very
know
strange.
the history of Ezek, though, prior to being found?
He says, no, we don't. We found him outside the northern gates of Valaki, near Lake Zarovich.
Yeah, like
Don't have DNA tests, so.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we could ask her about it, but it might be a wound better left untouched.
I agree.
You're assuming she knows.
Gideon shrugs.
okay.
All right, so what do we want to do? Somebody point me in a direction.
I think we need to leave the building, see what's happening in town. I think we need to we need to assess the situation, see if there's a power vacuum, and if people are vying for it.
We also need to get Arena to safety.
And what's his name? The cat boy.
Victor?
Yeah.
His mom still is here, right? The wife of the Burgomeister?
Yes.
Presumably his mom.
What do we know about her? Anything?
The same last name as the priest.
Yes. Correct.
It's the only thing I remember.
All right.
You think... Actually, that's interesting. Do you think we could encourage the priest? I wonder if we can encourage the priest to convince the mom that her son is at risk, and therefore we need to establish a candidate in his place. I'm still thinking through this as if we kill Lady Wagner, then that draws the ire of Strahd here, which ultimately dooms the town.
My problem with all of this is that the kids saw us yesterday, literally minutes before, not pointing fingers, but somebody murdered his father.
It is technically a witness to our presence in the building.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
So he might, not react well to us trying to do anything with him or on his behalf. And if
But
he
we could
spread
also
that
say
around, we could be walking into a large fight if we try
We-
to go talk to his mother
But we could talk to, presumably, the priest who is related to his mother.
and get him to be our intermediary.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe never have any interaction with them
He-
ourselves.
They don't even have to know that we talked to him.
Okay. Just,
devil's advocate.
Right. yeah, don't want to
Yeah.
get blown back on.
Totally.
But based on the kid's age, we could also convince him that we were there to try to save his father by chance, if need be. I mean, the kid does play with a cat's all 9 lives at the same time.
I mean, we did say we were there on a rescue operation.
See?
The cats are all in like life 10, but
Or
on
11.
life -1, I'm not sure how that works. Anyway, okay.
let's get out there.
All right. Go out into the world. Put your
Okay,
ear to the ground.
I have a
talk to the
cloak,
father.
right?
Yes.
I'm gonna make sure my bolts and/or crossbow are well hidden under the cloak.
You have a hand crossbow, right?
Yes,
Yeah, so that's easy enough to hide. And I assume those bolts are
just like hang
Yeah.
it from like the back side of my belt type thing. I don't want it to.
mechanically they're the same, but physically, in logic sense, they're probably much smaller, so easier to hide.
Yes, I just don't want it to be super obvious that I'm walking through town with a,
Smoking
Yeah.
gun.
yeah.
Murder.
Murder. Okay. So, you guys are going to go talk to the father, correct?
Yeah,
Like
that sounds like
yeah.
The priest.
that sounds like a good enough place to start.
Maybe he'll have other ideas.
Okay. And you guys have a decent in with him. So, you've been helping out, and you help him with a few things in town and dealing with some things here. Yes. All right. So we'll head you guys there. To which he greets you guys as he often does. Are you going to make any mention to Arena that you guys are going to go out, or are you going to be like, just leave her here and come
Is
back
she
later?
still sleeping?
If you guys are all downstairs, you don't know.
I'll go
We
check
should
on
leave
her.
somebody.
It's as much as walking upstairs and checking on her.
I'll go check on her.
She's definitely up. She's kind of making herself ready for the day. Covering up her bite marks with a scarf and getting Treebane kind of like holstered up and ready to go. Sees you come in, it's like, we heading out?
Shortly, I think.
About that. Oh yeah, I'm assuming I'm going with you. If she doesn't
Sure, if
have
you
me
want.
to yell at, she's gonna yell at you. Now, we may have accidentally.
What do you remember from last night?
Being very sleepy,
Yeah.
and then you guys showing up, and then like this weird green flame thing, and then being outside, and then August bringing me back to the inn.
And you remember who took you, right?
Yeah, this is the new weird guy that turns into a crow.
Oh no, sorry. Who took you? Who took you to who took you
Oh, yeah,
away?
Yeah, Ezek. He was creepy. He didn't do anything, but you kind of always thought that he was going to. It was.
So in the
Yeah.
process of helping you out of that captive nature, well, we won't find out if Ezek will do anything creepy going forward. And the same can be said of the Burgomeister as well.
Yes. Treebane did draw blood from Ezek.
Okay.
Sorry, what was the last bit of your thing?
I was just explaining that we came to an altercation, and Ezek fought us, and to protect you and ourselves, frankly, he is no longer of this plane, and neither is the Burgomeister.
She says, "Oh, the Burgomeister."
Yeah.
She just kind of shrugs and she's like, "Well, I mean, I feel bad, but..." Then she kind of like, "Wait, you guys?"
Maybe one of us specifically. And I look over to Gideon.
Crap! Zeb, roll a d100. I totally forgot. Sorry.
Wait, what?
He rolled
Okay,
a 30.
perfect. I will do with that information what I need to do with it here in a moment. Excellent. Okay.
Oh boy.
I totally forgot that after last session I needed him to roll a d100.
Things got a little chaotic there.
Yeah. Basically, that leaves this town without a Burgomeister. And don't know if you remember Lady Voctor, but she was eyeing that. And
Says, yeah, she was creepy. My father always wondered.
yeah.
Zeb, roll a d4.
So
Bueno. Okay.
So before we leave, because we need to get you out of here, Strahd knows that you're in this town, and for that we have to move. We need to figure out what to do about sort of this lack of established power in town. Because you probably know as well as we do that if Lady Wagner takes the township, then all of Strahd's hell will break loose in here.
She's like, yeah. She says, so what's the plan then?
Well, there's really only two options. One is to establish a new Burgomeister as legitimately as we possibly can with some help. The other is to take care of the risk that Wagner offers at the moment. We were thinking maybe your brother might make for a suitable Burgomeister of this township.
Says, he's currently bound by blood to rule the village of Barovias, as their Burgomeister. He was the next in line. We haven't really had time to return to that, given everything that's happened since. Though there's nothing that I know that says a single man can't be both.
Can I ask a question of this realm, real quick?
Yes.
Any reason why she can't? Does it have to be a male?
I think my assumption was that she would draw just the same ire that defeating or killing Lady Wagner would, which is that Strahd has an eye on her and knows that she's here. So that was my thought for it.
Gotcha. But politically speaking, it can be a woman. It doesn't have to be a male.
Oh, I see what your question is. I'm assuming that's not the case, but...
I mean, if Wagner can rule, then there's no reason why any other...
I mean, she's a demon or something, so...
Yeah.
Like you
that's
said,
our objection,
coloring outside the lines.
Our objection is not the her sex.
It's the temperament and the ambition that.
Yeah.
There is no, as far as she knows, there's no problem with it. The current lines are not that way, but she imagines if all the male heirs had died, that would fall that direction anyway.
Unless you can think of a better candidate that you know of here in town.
She's like, no, not really. She's like, but wouldn't me being a political figure here make Strahd more likely to, find me?
That was my fear as well, and why I was suggesting your brother instead.
She's like, I'm not afraid of Strahd per se, but very much. She just kind of lowers her voice, like, I don't want to be a vampire.
We don't want you to be a vampire either.
Yeah, we're on your side on that. There's another thing. We weren't sure what effect the bite he received would have on you, and so we went to see God, was he an abbot?
Yeah. In Kresk.
In Kresk, yeah, and he offered to do something about any lingering effects of the bite in exchange for God, he wanted a wedding dress, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of which I have stolen one.
A wedding dress for a bride he's making for Strahd, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Also correct.
We got some creepy feelings off of him, but if there are lingering effects from that bite...
bride that happens to cannily resemble...
Yeah.
It's an option.
Cards on the table, he's super
It's an option.
But if something about the bite is enabling him to track you or something to that effect...
I believe it was my doing. He's able when I contacted you, Arena, he was able to intercept our communication.
What color remains in their face just drains. Just like, so he knows I'm here anyway.
That's right, and that's why we need to get you out of here.
Well, the people who run this inn say they can keep her safe as long as she's here.
Oh, is that
At least
true?
that's what they told us.
Oh, okay.
But by here, do we mean the town or do we mean the inn?
They weren't
Give me
precise.
shrugs.
It was more of a, as long as she's in our care.
Sure.
They might not necessarily even want to keep you in town. They might
So,
have somewhere.
if that protection is as strong as we think it is, making her the Burgomeister might not be a bad idea.
I mean,
Well, it might be a protection by hiding more of a than a
Right.
protection by being strong enough to oppose him.
or the
Right.
feather wants to stay in the shadows.
Yeah.
Hiding a relative nobody from Strahd is one thing. Hiding the burgomaster of a township is another. Public position requires public appearance and all that. We were thinking to consult the priest here in town to see if he could help us position somebody to take over the township. In the meantime, we should be making plans to get you the hell out of here.
Yeah. If there's somewhere that the Ravens think you're better off at, or if not, maybe I hate to say it, the tower.
She glares at you, reaches for Treebane.
Speak. Yeah. I mean, the last time you left there, you got kidnapped almost immediately.
And she's like, really, you're gonna bring that up right now?
I mean, we're kind of still dealing with the fallout of it. It seems fair to bring up right now.
Okay, well.
She walks over
No.
and like with Treebane and shoves the handle like in your chest. She's like, here, you hold on to this. Let's see what happens to you this time.
Oh God. No, I'm good.
What? I
That's not
missed
a
it.
question I need
What's up
answered.
with Treebane?
It can't be held by an evil creature.
I thought it couldn't
Like-
be held by anyone but a good creature.
Okay, well, yeah.
It you can hold it, right? It stabs thorns into your hand.
Yes.
I'm good.
Just narrows her gaze and grabs it and turns around. She's like, I'll stay here. I'll talk to my brother about taking over Falaki. That'll make you guys happy. Just
He could use someone to kind of kick him into shape.
she's just like, just no tower. Please
Yeah,
no
I'm-
tower.
We'll talk to the Ravens, and I'm sure they'll take your opinion.
She's like, you know what happens to the damsel in the tower? Have you ever read a book?
Yeah, she gets rescued by handsome knights.
Wait, so you've read a
You
book,
kinda
I've heard that
Skirt?
story. No, I've heard that story.
She asked if you read a book, and you said yeah.
Every bard between here and whatever's on the other side of that mist tells that story.
She
He's
shakes
seen
her head
the
and
pages
she's
as
just-
they burned.
Anybody but the one that actually lights books on fire knows what I'm talking about.
Okay, so I don't you haven't seen him yet, but there is a very large iron man creature in the stable.
She
And
just
I'm
kind of
going
gives you a weird look, like, okay.
Give him some directions that if you were to come to him, he's to defend you against all comers. So if something happens while we're gone, just run into the stables and he should protect you.
It's like, okay, so weird golem thing, protect me.
I mean, it's a last resort, but you know.
She's still holding Treebane. She looks down at it. She's like, well, guys have. Okay, yeah, sure. It's kind of, very resigned, but she's like, well, what choices do I have?
We're not going to be gone long. We're still staying in town, so we're talking hours probably.
It's like, all right, I'll be here. I'll talk with Ismark in the meantime.
I wish we could give her a way to signal us.
I'll ask the giant to carry her to us if she comes.
Here's your signal. A giant 8-foot tall
Just
Iron
comes
Man.
bursting through the wall.
Hey guys!
Oh yeah.
Yeah, basically.
You could give her the pendant.
That's
It would keep her safe.
a 2,000 gold pendant.
You don't know that?
Oh boy.
Oh, I
He does.
appraised it.
He does. That's why
I
he
hold
stole
up,
it.
Thornbane to you again to ask you to hold.
True.
Let's go out and see what we can find out and
All right,
reconvene quickly.
all right,
So that
but
way we can make a move.
I do want to say, I think we should try if he's able to evacuate Victor to somewhere safer.
I mean, either that or we entrust him into the care of the keepers of Feather.
We're gonna have an underground railroad going against Strahd soon here, aren't we? All these
Kilt needs
people
a friend
Where is Kilt?
in the
In the
tower.
tower.
Oh, in the tower.
Yep.
He better be practicing his
He's
Whatever
bard
it was.
training.
Oh God, we're building a D&D party.
Yes, we
Yeah.
are.
Oh geez, you guys just got your
we got a
wizard.
bard and a necromancer.
Oh my God.
So
Alright,
we
you
all.
guys are
So
actually
this
playing
is gonna be
these.
Curse of Strahd: The Next Generation.
Yeah. All these people we rescued.
It's a
Or
coming of
made
age
friends with.
story.
Yeah.
Strahd
like
has to
Stand
play the
By Me, but-
necromancer.
Wizard.
Didn't we already discuss the donkey's just a druid that forgot how to wild shape?
Okay.
Donkey.
Yeah, maybe we can send him to the tower.
Anyway,
Just 'cause
yeah, something needs to be done, especially if we're talking about putting somebody in office. Like he's already not going to be the Burgomeister. Like, we can't just throw him by the wayside. So, let's not forget that there's, an innocent young man like right at the focal point of whatever's about to happen.
I'm gonna make sure that there are quotation marks around the word innocent there because I mean I got some pretty creepy feelings off of him and he kept trying to get us to stand in a magic circle and I don't even want to know what was gonna happen in there.
Creepy feelings. I absolutely do not. You can't condemn this kid on the back of creepy feeling.
I-
like,
feel
how
like I
comfortable were you standing next to a goblin for the first time? If we're being real.
I didn't really have a choice.
Yeah,
There was mist and wolves and
I know.
Was wolves.
But
And
if
a
you take
house.
away the creepy feelings from the mist and wolves, I can't imagine you would have been terribly comfortable letting a goblin swing steel behind your back.
While you guys are like discussing this, I'm walking downstairs and go start making my way to the church.
I'll follow, but I'm gonna mutter I'm still not terribly comfortable.
All right.
Well played.
All right, let's.
All right, so you guys head out. That is N1 on your maps to the church, where you meet with Father Lucian, who, as usual, welcomes you guys. You guys are pretty tight at this point. He particularly likes Tally. Says, what's going on? What can I help you with?
As we were walking by, or walking in this direction, was there any sort of other commotion or word spreading around what happened over the night?
I will say yes. It's kind of, just lots of whispers and, people, you can hear people just talking very loudly about, what's going on, what happened to the Burgomeister.
Okay.
Who's going to run the town, who's going to protect everybody from Strahd.
Right.
It's not quite panic, but it's panicky.
Okay. Father. So, I suppose you have also heard the news about what happened overnight, apparently, about the Burgomeister. Have you heard the
Yes.
rumblings?
Yes, we've all heard the rumblings. It's concerning, but we've weathered such things before. Well, maybe not quite as bad, but we've weathered them.
I'm concerned about who is going to be taking the Burgomeister's place.
And he says, you refer to Lady Voctor.
I do.
It's no secret that she has designs on ruling this town.
Pretty awful designs. She drew them with us in mind at some point.
Did she? And he just kind of raises an eyebrow, kind of not like he's accusing you, but maybe a little bit like, okay, you're telling me this. Why?
Mostly, I'm concerned that she's either going to vie for the leadership if there's not somebody who is put there, or if there's not an alternative offered, or if it's somebody that doesn't have, the full support of the town that she would easily dispose of.
And he says, while I have, obviously devoted myself to the Morning Lord, I don't believe it's any secret that I have ties to that family. What of the boy, my nephew? Should it not fall to him?
How old's the boy?
He's like early teens, probably
I asked the
14
priest.
or so. Okay, he's like,
How
he's he's 14. I'm trying to think of a better way that they would say that, but I can't right now.
14 summers.
Yeah,
Oh boy.
14 summers.
Last July.
Yeah, so he's young yet.
And I don't know how much he is trained or even experienced, much less how much confidence there'd be in a boy who's hardly not even a man yet.
He is not without his troubles. Well, his mother and I don't speak as often as we used to. She is still very much devout of the church, and she often lays her troubles here. He may be a candidate, though. I would much rather have him installed than to see the Voctor woman do it.
Mm-hmm.
He says he could be molded. He could be, helped. There are people here that would help him, myself included.
How do we know that's not what the Voctor woman's going to do? Is mold this young mind to her will?
We briefly met the boy, and there were some concerning things about him. I don't know if you're aware that he dabbles a little in necromancy.
Ah, yes. His mother had mentioned there was some oddness about his new pets. I did not know it had gone so far. He says, by any chance, does the boy know about his father yet?
I don't know.
No idea.
Says that could be concerning.
How so?
Because his father just died, and yeah,
necromancy.
He says, I don't want to assume that my own blood would do such things, but
he is 14.
He is young.
What boy wouldn't bring back
do
his
as they are
father
told.
if given the chance?
It's not like there have been whole plots of manga and anime and such written about such things.
We do have a giant metal man.
What is the giant metal man supposed to do?
Oh, sorry.
Wait.
Be giant in metal?
It's a Full Metal Alchemist joke. Is what it is.
There it is. I'm on board now.
Yeah, okay. Edward. Oh god, that episode's so heartbreaking.
No,
Anyway.
no, boo.
Really, all of them, but.
Mm-hmm. Do you fear at all for the boy, or even his mother's safety, given Voctor's ambitions?
She says, "Oh, absolutely."
You're wondering if it made more sense to ferry them away somehow, somewhere else.
Says you could certainly bring them here. I don't know where else they would be safe. Possibly Kresk would be safe haven for them. I know the things people say about the abbot, but he should still be in service to the Morning Lord, and that is as good a place as any.
What would you say to another candidate, perhaps?
Says most anyone would be better than the choice of Voctor.
Maybe we can set up some kind of regency, someone to run it until the boy can be trained.
Said that could be good. We would need somebody that is familiar with such things to mold him. He could serve as the figurehead, and the regent would actually be the power until he came of age. Which coming of age in this land is pretty quick. He'd be like 16 when he's expected to actually be come into manhood.
Well, we happen to be in contact and friends with somebody here in town who has experience in these sort of affairs. Actually, is he actually the Burgomeister, or is he just next in line to be Burgomeister?
Pretty much the very first thing that happened when you guys got to this world is that their father died. So he is, well, he's not acting in that capacity right now because you guys have been running around for what, a month
He's
or so
neglecting
in game time.
his responsibilities.
Yeah, he's neglecting his duties, but he is, for titles and everything, he is the Burgomeister.
Are we going to ignore the big possibility of this kid bringing his dad back to life?
I don't know what to do about that.
Should that not warrant more than a there it goes in conversation?
Well, I think that.
I mean, what are we supposed
welcome
to do?
to say
Burst
something.
in there and kill the zombie dad?
I mean,
Yeah,
It would
actually,
take a
yes.
total
we should
monster
probably
to do that. Burst in and kill someone's dad. Jeez.
Again?
I mean,
For the last time.
does the
For the
priest
first
feel
time,
confident in his ability to prevent his nephew from raising his uncle or his whatever? His dad?
If we bring the body here, heck, I could even sanctify the corpse and prevent that.
So if the body's brought here, it would definitely be safe from such.
But if there's an official investigation going on, we have no authority to do that.
Well, think about the chain of authority in this situation. Head of the guard, right? And then maybe some of the guards, and then really just anybody.
I mean,
funny thing is the head of the guard is also currently dead.
So
It was Isaac.
I mean, so
if we walk in there,
that's the kind of
we
position
take the
that's
body.
passed down based on who defeats him, right? Like,
well, we have a leader of
if
the
I
faith.
kill the head of the guards, I become the head of the guards, right? That's how it works.
You keep what you kill?
Yeah.
I thought it was you eat what you kill.
Oh.
No,
I mean,
you keep what you
I
kill
might have
is
to transform
from
first. But...
Chronicles of Riddick. Necromongers.
So, Father, there's probably two things now that we're discussing, right? One is we could certainly use your help and maybe your authority that the boy is at risk of performing necromancy on his father. Well, that's going to be bad for no matter how that ends up, right?
Yes. I do like the compromise of putting our guy in charge until the kid is of age and can train the kid.
I like that as well.
Although, just between the 5 of us, I'm looking at the father, I'm pretty sure it would be Irina doing
Irina what?
Doing most of the training.
Well, maybe.
But I still think we definitely need to get the body here.
Yeah. So, Father, if we were to send your way a potential candidate for helping to groom the young Burgomeister to be, do you think that you would be able to help those two connect and set up this sort of regency?
He says absolutely. It's my duty to the town and in the church to assist with such things. So, and
do you have the authority to
not...
make sure the body reaches you as well?
He says, I am not without power for such things. We can attempt to pull something off to get the body here, given that there is a power vacuum of sorts.
I don't mean to be utilitarian about something as important as faith, but there's going to be a good number of people here who will look for inspiration wherever they can get it. And, well, I think the Father here has quite the amount to offer for that.
And he says, so be it then. I will exercise what authority I'm able. and see if I can bring the body here under guard, whilst we are waiting for, you to bring forth your candidate, assuming that Voctor does not try to do similar in the meantime.
Do you need help securing the body?
He says that would be wise. He says, give me a few moments. Let me prepare a few things, and we will set off for the mansion. The guards should still heed some authority of mine, at which point we can go from there.
So I don't mean to propose to split us up, but I also wonder if we wanted to have perhaps myself and Skirp assist in sort of in the body's delivery, and perhaps
My
August.
concern with us picking up the body is if the son wants to say goodbye, he will definitely see us all. May cause an awkward situation.
I think that's part of why I was proposing us to split up, so at least the four of us would not be as conspicuous. Two of us would be less conspicuous than four, but you're not wrong.
Feel like a goblin is the most memorable.
Right. I mean, I can, stay near without being visible, like by flying and vice versa. So
I have a cloak I can put over my head.
I could hide behind my shield.
Which two of us had the least amount of interaction with the kid, and maybe we can go that route.
August August for sure.
Yeah, I think the
Probably
rest of us
Tally.
all had.
Yeah.
I had sort of that parting moment where I gave him encouragement, but maybe that would, of the three of us who had probably more engagement, I wonder if that's best.
Tali could wear priest robes, right? Like he's with the church to
Yeah.
kind of hide his disguise. So I think,
Absolutely.
I think that would work.
Yeah.
That way we're as inconspicuous, but there at the same time.
And what do you suggest I do during this?
I think it'd be great to go check on Arena and Ismark, let them know what we're thinking, perhaps fill in the innkeeper, so that they're abreast of it, and perhaps
should
Ismark
he
and Arena
not
too.
just hide nearby and just not be invisible of the kid, just in case?
Could also do that.
I feel like a guy with a crossbow lurking around in alleyways nearby probably going to be pretty noticeable today.
Well, don't make that visible. And isn't it near the marketplace? Aren't they near the marketplace?
No, I don't think so. Right?
Not quite.
N2 is where the house is, I think, right?
No,
Or is it
N2
N4?
is the tavern. They're either at N7 or N8.
Hold on, let me get back to that map real quick. Sorry,
I thought they were N3.
All right, guys, enough with the
market was
battleship.
Hit!
No! I bring out the Strahd
Doctor
howitzer.
was N.
Because it was pretty close for me to be able to dim door most of the way, so it's N7, right?
N7's the N, I think.
No, that's
I'm not N2.
N2 is the N.
God
Right.
dang it. What's N7 then?
I'm going to write on the map.
N7 is the toy
Space
maker,
Paladins.
right? N7 is the toy maker.
Nothing. N3 is the Baron's house. The Burgomaster's.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that's not
Sorry,
quite
Phil.
near the market. N5's the market, right?
Yeah.
Or is N7 the market? I don't know.
N5's the market. N6 was Coffin Maker's house.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not.
Okay.
In.
Out.
Put it under the N2, not on it. There you go.
I'm actually surprised I don't have a key that I could display for you guys on
I
this.
said across their nose, not up it.
All right.
All right, I mean, yeah, if you want to,
sir.
there shouldn't be too much of an issue, right? Because we'll have the father with us to look authority or be the authority, and we're just the hands.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
Skirp, you
always
wanna
hate
go?
separating the party, but it sounds like it's the best option here.
You wanna go get a drink at the inn with me?
It's either that or no. That's what I was gonna do.
Okay, you can tell me all about your philosophy on street side, because you said that you had one, but you didn't have time to explain it.
Yes, a well-developed philosophy on street science.
Dang it.
Let me just.
Sam go miss that.
All right, so we've got August and Tally going to the Burgomeisters, and then Skirp and Gideon just going back to the inn.
Yeah, we're gonna keep an eye on Irina and Ismark and Bond a little.
Okay.
And maybe tell them our plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So everybody starts gathering. If you guys want to wait, you can wait for the priest and then kind of walk towards the inn together and then split off, or you can split separately. It's up
That's
to you.
probably best to split off so that if
Yep.
there's any trouble on the way, we. The last possible moment.
Okay. So you guys are walking back towards N2, which is the inn that has been marked so faithfully for us. You guys are, you're almost back to the inn. Very, very close. The sky darkens. And there is the clouds just come up rapidly, like rolling rapidly gray, coming over everything. And you hear a very familiar voice. And it
Sorry,
says,
is this everyone or Skirp and Gideon?
this is all four of you because you guys were kind
Okay.
of walking back together with the
Okay.
priest before you split off.
Okay.
And the voice is very, very cool and even. It says, I came to collect what is mine. Where is she?
Well,
Shit.
do we see him? Do we see any?
Yes, very obviously on one of the nearby rooftops, astride a flaming like horse is Strahd Vanzarovich.
Flaming horse. What do I know about the flaming horse?
It looks cool. It's also, it's not quite entirely flaming. It's all black, but like the hooves, the eyes are all on fire.
Okay.
Whereabouts in town would you say we are?
You guys are about mid. So there's this intersection. If you're walking on N1, like the main road through town, there's an intersection that cuts up north, and then like the first intersection that goes up north and then continues. You're right at that intersection.
Like right here?
Sorry. Ping it again. Yeah, right there.
Okay, that makes sense. Shit.
This is most likely some kind of nightmare steed.
We've seen him ride it before, right? When he did that thing to Gideon and turned him into a wolf.
Mm-hmm.
Crap.
In all the stories and legends that I've heard that may or may not involve nightmare steeds, does it sound like the type of thing that if we really wanted to kick its ass, we could?
Yes.
Okay.
Can I
Okay.
discern whether or not it's actually real or if it seems like it's an illusion?
Oh yeah, last time I shot him and it went right through him. Want me to try it again?
Give me a sense motive. I'll take either one.
Sense
Sense
motive or what?
motive?
To try to discern if the
Oh,
illusion is
insight.
actually, let's call it, insight. Sorry.
Sorry, I was
Yeah,
like,
sorry,
sense
you
motive.
said you said something or sense motive.
Oh,
and
me
I
attacking.
couldn't hear-
Shoot him. You may shoot him. Or
Oh, okay. I'm going to insight him.
I'm definitely going to draw my crossbow.
Yeah.
It's pretty convincing.
Seems real to me.
I'm
Yeah.
loading up the nifty silver crossbow
Well,
bolts.
it's convincing other than the fact that there's a guy on a horse on a roof. But otherwise it's convincing.
I'll look up.
That is his horse. His horse is amazing.
Great.
Sweet lemonade.
With August not
I have-
knowing it was an illusion before, do I have a reason to roll insight? Because I really don't. Never actually
Only
encountered Strahd.
only if one of the party would be like, we've played this game before.
Well, did
Actually,
Gideon
that's
say
what I
out
was
loud
about
the
to-
last time
That's what I was
saw
about
this?
to
I
shout
shot-
up. Is this illusion again, or are you actually here this time?
In which case, then yes, you could be like, wait, what? And then
Can I
try to
shoot?
discern that for yourself. He seems pretty real.
Who exactly are you referring to?
You know who I'm referring to. Tatiana. Irina, she is called. And
I
you
don't
have
know
her.
a Tatiana, sorry.
Do not play coy with me. Your holy woman knows very well where she is. She told me so herself.
Well, she's not there anymore.
Ah, but you know where she is.
I know where she was.
Do not
What-
mix words with me.
What if we don't tell you?
He sighs. He's, well, I could simply do this.
You
And
could sigh.
yeah, he sighs.
Gary.
So you see Strahd over on this opposing building.
Hmm.
Hold on a second. And then so he says, well, I could simply do this. And he simply does this.
Oh god. Oh.
And he just waves his hand, and the ground just basically explodes around you guys. And all sorts of undead creatures just pop up.
Disbelief.
I rolled a disbelief.
I think what you're actually rolling is initiative.
Uh,
How does this work again? It's been so long.
Click on
Oh,
your
right.
person and then click
So much initiative
right?
to roll.
so,
Ooh.
Hey, you did this to yourself, Strahd.
out of character, does anyone?
Shit.
I'm not following, or I'm not remembering exactly how this works, or if we ever figured it out. Something about this town protects it from Strahd and its influence.
It
Like
was
there are
more that
walls?
he
He
the
neglected
townspeople
it.
believed that the walls protected them.
Because the
but
vampire can't enter unless they're invited in.
we got the feeling that
Like
it was
houses.
Right.
it was more that he didn't give a crap.
You
We'll
think?
use the restroom real quick while you're
Go for it.
initiative.
I sent another message, but thank you.
Yeah, sorry. I was getting there.
Maybe give them a little head start. Okay, then I'm going to use the bathroom too while you roll a billion.
I'm going to roll them in groups, because otherwise it's going to be madness.
All right, while we are rolling madness amount of initiative, guys, I'd like to let chat know that I am considering running a play-by-post D&D game via Discord only. If there's interest, let me know via Discord and/or if you have enough, we might do it.
Were you going to tell me about this?
I'm telling everybody, chat, you.
Heck yeah, man.
Seeing how much interest there is before I commit. Figured D&D night would be the best night to put bugs in people's ears about it.
Okay.
Back. Why
I'm-
were we bugging people?
not going to do this silly. I'm just going to put on 1 token.
Oh,
for
I'm
each
I'm
type.
contemplating starting a play-by-post ongoing game campaign via Discord. It would be through the Powerless Gaming Discord via my section as part of a community benefit. I have not decided on system.
Okay.
If I run
Just
D&D, themed, it will be 5th edition. There is semi contemplation of maybe Vampire Masquerade or Werewolf. And also possibly Shadowrun. Those are the 4 games I'm debating on.
I am not working 2 jobs this time, so play by post might not be the. But it probably would depend on the system. I'm not sure if I have the mental energy lately to learn a whole new system that I don't know.
Right. Putting the bug out there for your D&D would be the best night to bring it up to everybody. See if we have enough interest. Play-by-post D&D game, or play-by-post role-playing game. Theoretically, D&D is the top of the list, but it might be a werewolf or a vampire or a Shadowrun. But it would just be, over a long period of time via Discord, people post, and I can make sub-channels and stuff like that.
1d20 plus minus 2?
Yep, plus minus 2.
Not just minus 2?
Hey man, I don't make the rules.
Okay.
Wait, don't you?
Don't forget not to delete the tokens of whoever is your initiative people for each.
Oh yeah, good point. I wish I had tracked who that was.
You can see it if you highlight them on your.
Oh yeah, I
This
will put a blue dot on those guys. Okay, so while I'm doing that, Gideon, it looks like you're the first to figure out that stuff's going down.
Oh shit. Okay, honestly, this is probably a terrible idea, but I know exactly what Gideon would do. His first shot would be at Strahd.
Do it.
He loaded up a silver bolt while we were talking.
That's fair.
I don't know. I think I narrated it, but there was a lot of crosstalk going on.
There was.
The first one is just going to be. Does a 19 hit?
Let's find out. Let's open the Mighty Strahd stat block. It does.
Awesome. Does it actually hit him? Does it look like it lodges?
It does, like right in the shoulder, and you see him look down at it, and he looks back up at you, and you know that thing that vampires do when they're very human looking, and then they're suddenly very vampire looking, like Buffy style. He does that. He looks very, very undead vampire all of a sudden that he's been hit with a bolt.
Great. 2 more.
Miss.
Oh, damn it. Okay. It's going to add precision attack to it. But, no.
Miss.
Okay. And then, am I in melee reach of anybody?
No, not presently.
Okay, then I'm going to try to. Well, I can't really back up because we're at the end of the map. But that's what I'm going to try to do, is back up as much as I can.
That's good for now. All right. Skeletons will all go. So, Vin, stay. Vin, move in. Vin. 10, 15. In. Vin. That's all of them. And so I'm going to get 1 attack versus Tally. Which will just be with skeleton short sword by the look of it. AC 15 is no for you, I believe.
Correct.
All right. One for August.
Can I use a bonus action as a response or no? As a reaction? Or does it have to be a reaction?
It has to be a reaction.
Oh,
Use it as a
reaction.
reaction. Does a 13 hit you?
Oh, let me check. No.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4 versus the paladin. No.
You bone stacks want to fight
Apparently.
enemies.
Wow. Wow, guys. This is going great.
Whatever happened to the measurement tool?
Come at me.
All right. We will, however, get shortbow versus Tally
Okay.
and shortbow versus Skirp, and then that'll be the end of these guys.
Did somebody attack Gideon?
Oh, and I got to attack Gideon still. Thank you for reminding me. It's very
Is
kind
this
of you.
August here?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm gonna zoom in some so that I can.
And I have to wait till my turn rolls over in order to use reactions, right?
No, reactions are
I don't
instant.
think so.
I don't
So
think
you've
in
had your first turn in a combat?
I don't know in 5th if that's a thing.
Okay.
If this was a surprise round, we wouldn't get to act at all, and it only matters in a surprise round.
Okay.
Okay, there it goes. That one would have been against Skirp, and you're what, 22, 21?
Think about it. It is 20.
Oh, there we go then.
Crap. I knew I should have
Right on the
written
money.
it down.
But I screwed up my macro, so I have to roll it manually. 6 damage, arrow,
Ah.
piercing. And then a melee versus Gideon. 16?
Crap. Sorry. Character sheet. AC is 18.
Oh, okay, you're good then.
Or
Strahd's turn. Oh, it's Strahd's turn.
It's no big deal. It's just Strahd.
Let's see. Sorry, need a. Man, he's just gonna fireball back behind you guys, so it's gonna hit all of you and maybe a skeleton or two. Reflex saves, please.
Is that a dex save?
Yes.
From who? Everybody?
Everybody.
Everybody.
Jeff, you
All
broke
of-
the dice.
All of God's chillin'.
Nope.
All right. 12, 22, 9, and 9. DC is going to be. Huh. Okay. So Tally takes half. Everybody else will take full. Of 86.
86.
Oh, that wasn't even that bad.
We all take 32 damage?
Well, except for Tally, who takes half. Plus, if she has any weird fire stuff, because she's a fire cleric.
I wish I did.
Let me see. And 2 skeletons also have to make reflex dexterity saving throws. 3 skeletons have to make. 1, 2,
That one just stands in it.
3.
Did you get hit before that, Skirp? Did I miss any damage of yours?
I am. Hang on, let me. 30. Oh, I'm at 29 right now. I took an arrow a little higher up for 6.
16.
Strahd clearly doesn't care that happened. All right, Skirp, you're up.
Ugh. Okay, skeletons are one thing, but if he's just gonna sit up there launching fireballs at us, we cannot fight this. I don't. That's. I don't have a better idea, but
I can take
Did
care
he
of the
cast
skeletons and
Fireball,
stuff.
or did he just innate it out of curiosity?
Make an Arcana check. He definitely cast it.
Okay.
Whoa.
All right. So first attack straight ahead of me.
Okay.
19,
Hits.
and so it's 10 plus a second D8 because undead.
Okay.
18 against the one straight ahead of me, and then lower right here is going to be a 10 to hit.
Which is a miss.
And then let's see here. I am going to withdraw. Withdraw's move action, or is it an action?
It's an action.
Action.
Okay. 5-foot steps aren't a thing. They're just withdrawals.
You can move as long as you don't disengage from them. So, like, you can move inwards.
That's
You
true.
can still be engaged with this guy and this guy.
That's
Yeah.
true. In for a penny. I will step forward to here.
All right.
And I'm going to double check my actions, but go ahead. I might lay on hands myself retroactively if it comes in as a bonus action.
But lay on hands is not a bonus action.
Don't ruin this for me.
I'm sorry. I play a paladin in one of my games.
Okay.
On TV.
This is my on TV one.
All right. Skirp, one attack against you.
Bring it on.
From a very kind of odd-looking zombie. They look like they're maybe like undead noblemen. For zombies, they're a little bit dressed up, even though their clothing's like decayed. Clothing, you can tell. A little bit gray-green. They move like they're undead, but they move maybe a little more gingerly than the undead you're used to. Oh, wow, okay. It has multi-attack, so it's going to just go at you.
It wishes.
One of those. Nope.
You.
And one of those. Actually, it's two of these. That's a hit, yeah?
Yeah. 7.
Are vampires affected by necrotic damage? Do we know this from past experience?
Wow.
We have no experience using necrotic on vampires, as far as I know.
Okay.
And for the crit damage, another 5.
Oh.
All right, August.
Well, Skirp kind of ruined my idea.
What's that?
I was going to
Run
dim door
away?
you next to Strahd.
Oh.
Too late.
But you moved away.
You can still walk up to him and dim door, can't you?
Yeah.
I'm not taking the attack of opportunities.
You're not in
You
reach
wouldn't
of
take
anybody.
any.
To get to him, I would
And-
have to.
No, you
No,
wouldn't.
you wouldn't. You only get attacks when you leave someone's space, so you can just step in and then up next to him without getting hit by anybody, and then you dim door away and no one can hit you
Yeah, but now
because
he's
dim
at
door
10.
doesn't give attacks of opportunity.
But now he's at 10 hit points, and I don't think he wants to be
That's
next
true.
to Strahd.
That's true. You should dim door Strahd away.
I'd have to be next to him to do that.
Get yourselves to safety. Get into a house.
The
I mean,
church.
Healing word.
Get into
has
the church.
rank 60 feet. So if you
So the only ability we've seen Strahd use is Fireball, right?
So far. Well, I'd summon 1,000 undead from the ground.
Yeah, what level spell is that?
Yeah.
So
Level holy crap. Level
when
he
I
is
get,
the land.
if I hex him, I get to choose an ability. Is that, can I just say spellcasting?
You choose
No,
an ability and do
no,
What
what?
no.
exactly are you trying to do here?
It's when you hex, you choose like strength,
Ability score.
dexterity,
Oh yeah,
agility,
you're going
Oh,
ability
okay.
score.
Okay.
and it only affects checks, not saves. So if you said strength, it would like affect if someone tries to grapple him. But if you said dex, it wouldn't help if someone threw a fireball. He'd still get his normal roll.
Oh, so that's not really useful per se.
It's much more situationally useful than it appears.
What would I roll to know if I can do necrotic damage to a vampire?
Religion. Yeah, probably not a good idea.
Okay. Just verify.
Not going to tell you now, but probably not a good idea.
That's fine. Alright, I guess I'm just gonna shoot Strahd. Because no one's in melee with me, and I heard someone say she has all the skeletons, so
Get to the church.
I will trust in that. Fire. Button. Cue.
Dang. Yeah, that hits.
So a total of 24 damage, if they both hit.
They do both hit.
Do you have the blast that knocks him away?
No, I only have. I have.
Darn.
I have something. I don't remember what it does though. Eldritch. I have agonizing blast. I don't know.
Yeah, that's. I think that's included in your macro. Yeah.
That's the second shot, I think, right?
No, agonizing blast adds your charisma modifier to the damage done.
Gotcha.
Which is why you're doing 10 plus 6, or no, you're doing
plus 4.
Plus 4, 6 plus 4.
Yep.
All right. Anything else?
Someone say get to the church. None of these buildings are the church, are they?
No, but
Behind
it's
you.
only like 500 feet away.
Yeah. Down the road behind you.
Nope. I'm good. I'm gonna sit here.
All right, Tally.
Okay.
Tally's tallying up all the things that she's going to do to these
Yeah.
undead.
Okay. I can I do that? Sorry, let me look at one other spell real quick.
Just checking
What I'm
ranges
saying
because
is I should have dimmed Tali in a optimal spot to channel divinity. That's what I'm seeing.
I think I can just. I think I might just go there.
Just take the one hit.
Yeah. See. Do that. Do that. Move up 20. No, I don't want to do that. Okay. So. Yeah. I'm going to move. So I'm going to and I'm not disengaging, but I will be taking an attack of opportunity as I go in this direction. So I think I'm liking to move here-ish.
15 does not hit you.
That's correct.
Ooh.
Sort of like as I'm walking and like the guy's short sword just like slices and misses. I beseech to Selune that she provide the guiding light of the moon to take these wakened souls and help them get back to a restful slumber and channel divinity. To all God's children's. Need to make a Constitution saving throw.
All right, let's do my skeletons first, shall we?
Oh man, really?
I don't remember remember how this is set up. My macro. Look. Oh, I think I just do the number of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, perfect. Con, right?
That's right.
And DC was, what are we at these days? 15?
15.
Someone made it. Wow, 28.
28.
How is 28
Wait,
even
what?
possible?
How is 28 even possible?
28
yeah,
is
what?
not possible.
40, 20 times.
Where did it get 28 from?
28 isn't even physically possible.
Was the
It's even if they crit, it would be
Yeah, it would
6
be a
points
20.
short.
what
Yeah,
would even
22.
happen?
And when I highlight it, no math is displayed with no help.
So we're just going to throw that one out because it's not good, and I'm going to re-roll it because it's just not fair.
Well,
All right, so he ended up
it
making
might as
it
well
anyways.
might as well been a 28.
Yeah. All right. So failed 14.
Radiant
And
damage.
radiant half. Boom. Boom.
Alchemy.
Boom. All right, and this guy takes a pile of other damage.
Hopefully, even the guy who saved since it's radiant still falls over.
And then we gotta do some more against the other guys.
So it looks like 1 fail, 3 successes.
That
Wait,
was
no.
Skirp rolling.
Sorry,
what
I'm
I was
Oh.
doing.
Damn Skirp.
Let me see. I need 1,
Killing us over here, Skirp.
2,
I'm
3, 4.
He's getting
I
the
figure
good
we're-
dice rolls out of the way.
I have a theory about the 28, but needs
See if it
test.
does it again.
38.
Why is it doing that last one? What the shit?
It keeps throwing out some weird last dice, and I have
I've-
no idea why.
I'm not.
Or-
Is it always? It's not the last dice though, because it was the middle one for me on the.
Yeah.
Hang
No,
on,
he's saying
don't-
when the
don't
3D,
move.
the 3D
Okay.
animation,
Oh,
it's rolling like 2 of them at the end or something.
So I'm seeing 5 dice on the screen.
Yeah, same.
Uh,
There's a 13,
11,
18,
13,
and
11,
11, and then
maybe
there's
when it's
23 and
rolling
18,
a
which is
20, it's
38.
rolling it again.
Yeah, there's
Maybe.
a 20 and an
Does
18 adding
bang
up
bang
together.
mean like
It
rolling
crit.
it
Roll a
back or
20,
something?
roll a double.
I think one
I
of those
don't know.
exclamation points tells it that it's stacking dice, so if he rolls max, it gets to re-roll.
Interesting.
Maybe. That's weird. I'll check the macro later. So
Math
let's
does not
drop.
check out.
We'll drop the 38 because it's obviously not there.
Because I'm pretty
So
sure if,
that's
like, you don't
should
need
be-
the exclamation points. I think that's what makes it compound. That allows it to do like the Shadowrun thing. If you roll a 6, you get to keep going. So if it maxes out, it rolls again.
maybe. I'll check it out because we'll see how that goes. Group saving throw. All right. So we have an 18, which is a 21, a 13, which is a 16, and an 11, which becomes a 14. So that's actually 2 successes and 2 fails.
Okay.
Are they vulnerable to holy damage?
Radiant.
Radiant
Bye-bye.
damage.
They are not.
What?
Looking
Why?
at the stat block.
Resistant to necrotic and not vulnerable to radiant? That's not fair.
All right, so we've got 1
Check the errata
fail,
real quick.
Yeah.
14. Or no, we have 2 fails.
That's
Or we
right.
have 1 that's unknown that I have to reroll.
All right. Do whatever you feel like.
All right, we have 2 fails regardless. Where's that other one? There he is. And 1 more. We'll see if this works this time. How many of those are left? 2, 3. There's only 3 of those? All right, sure. And modifier. Also 3. DC. Oh no, I put 51, not 15. It's okay.
No success.
Well,
The dice
Sorry.
clearly say that there is 1 1 success there.
Nope.
All right. So he'll take a pile. He'll take a pile, and he will take half a pile. All right. Anything else for us?
I guess I'll finish my movement up to there. And hold on, I'm not done yet.
Some sort of crazy bonus action shenanigans.
Bonus action shenanigans, baby. Let's see, range of 60 feet. Yeah, that'll do. I would like to summon my spiritual weapon.
Oh yeah, that worked.
Raise your hand if you saw that coming.
I actually thought it was going to be a healing word.
I mean, I could do a healing word. I can heal
Healing
somebody
words
for like.
Better to get someone up who's down rather
Yeah,
than...
exactly.
Gotta get up to get down.
That's right. So, I don't suppose my spiritual weapon can like attempt to knock Strahd off the building.
It's not that physical.
No, with the power of holy radiance. Wait, or is it force damage?
Do
it's
we
force
really want
damage.
him down here with that?
Do you really think 10 feet of building is stopping him from being down there with you guys?
Yes.
Does your mace get to attack on its first turn?
It does.
All right, let's see it.
Does.
Holy ball.
Not very well.
Nope.
That's a
Nope,
long
it is
description.
not. That is a very long description.
Yeah.
But it
You can
misses.
uncheck the spell description at higher levels so it doesn't show when you push the cast spell.
Zombie da.
God, every time I check the warrior's score, they're still down.
First attack versus Tally, because she is now clearly the most dangerous. 19 versus AC.
That will hit.
Okay,
4
you will
damage.
take 4 bludgeoning if you care about the flavor.
Mm,
Skirp.
delicious.
Also bludgeoning coming at you. No.
Boom.
And 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gideon, back up to you.
Okay, I'm going to use a bonus action to Second Wind to regain
Nice.
Ooh.
17 HP.
Nice.
Nice roll.
Yeah, that was very helpful. If only character sheet would cooperate. Okay.
Also, to
Nice.
use the one in game 2, right? You asked about that.
What's that?
Nothing. Talking to myself. Slash pass.
Oh, okay. I'm going to just unload a bunch of bolts, silver bolts towards Strahd,
Okay.
because I'm going to trust that Tally and Skirp, between their holiness, can deal with these lesser undead. Nope, that's not the button I meant to click, but I was going to add it if I...
Oh!
Oh.
From downtown.
So that's 1.
Mm-hmm. That is definitely one.
I'm going to use my precision attack. I'll reroll, because... Okay, does 21 hit?
It does.
Okay. And then I'm going to action surge
Oh shit.
to do 2 more attacks.
He's nobody.
Okay.
Usually
Yes.
I use
He is
my
nobody.
bonus action to get another attack in, but since I use Second Wind, I can't get a 5th. So it's only 4 attacks total.
Oh man, that's a bummer.
I know, right?
Only 4 attacks in a round.
And
Oh shit.
so
Damn,
that's total of...
74.
Strahd dies, campaign over.
yeah, right.
Let's go home.
It's the easy
74.
special there.
74 silver bolt damage.
I forgot.
And then I'm going to move my full 30 feet to like get behind cover and away from them so
That's
the
a
fireball
great
doesn't-
idea.
Okay.
And that'll end my turn.
All right. It looks like it's Skellington's turns.
It's skeleton o'clock.
My, look at the time.
So wait, it wasn't Fireball, was it? Because he did his own guys if it was Fireball.
Oh shit!
He threw it behind us.
Hey,
since we were
Skellington can't
all-
make storms
He
happen.
killed
Okay.
a couple of fireball.
So remember those storm clouds.
Ah, shit.
Wait, storm clouds are good.
Suddenly, 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts of lightning just come shooting out of the sky
Oh, jeez.
and hit 2 of the skeletons
Oh,
that are remaining and 2 of the kind of weird zombies.
guys, I
let's
think
see
Thor's on
here.
our side.
It is
How
Thor's
much
day.
damage it does.
Okay.
It does enough.
I just see a pile of dice.
2, 3. Oh, okay, fine. You can survive with 2 hit points.
Wait, what? Where is that lucky bastard?
He is down south somewhere. So
Oh.
actually that one, since you asked, the lightning bolt that hit that one, it looks like it made this thing explode. However, you note that the mainly the head lands away from it, and the head manages to roll over and push out its tongue and start kind of like using its tongue to propel itself towards you guys.
Mm.
And the body is still standing there, like moving, like upright, standing upright. In addition to this, there is a token that needs to be found. There it is.
Thor has entered the lobby.
This figure in a black cloak drops out of the sky like a lightning bolt, quite literally, lands on top of one of the skeletons, and you just see bones start flying up. It looks like it's like trying to tear these bones apart. You don't see anything except for this black cloak and these big bone wings
Oh,
coming
shit.
off of it. And this thing is
Damn.
grabbing handfuls of this skeleton and shoving it up towards its face.
Oh my god.
The skeletons are all now dead because of that turn. It's Strahd's turn.
Best day ever.
I have a question. Is Strahd
Yes.
bloodied? After the 90 some odd
No.
damage total I've done to him?
Oh, that reminds me, it's Strahd's turn. Thank you for reminding me of
Oh,
things.
no.
It's Strahd's turn. No, he's not bloodied.
Darn. I'm just trying to figure out how much HP we're talking.
A little bit.
Much.
He just kind of, he looks at you and he reins up his horse. He says, interesting. Interesting. I thought that one lost. Very well. Sure way. And he snaps his fingers and turns into a swarm of bats, which fly off into the sky.
What? Really leaving me hanging here. I was gonna do something.
I'm pretty sure it was die.
Mhm.
Some of the skeletons that were around you have just disintegrated into masses of bone dust as they were hit with giant lightning bolts. And there's some weird black figure with bone wings just ravaging what's left of the skeleton over here near Tally.
Hell yes. I'm pretty sure I know what flies around with bone wings and has an insatiable hunger also for bones. But we're gonna set that aside. Have a reunion here in a minute. I am going to brandish my shield and press my hand to my own chest, dumping my entire pool of lay on hands. Put myself back up from the brink, and I'm at 40 now.
Okay.
And then, yeah, that's that. I think that's all I got. Just keep the attention of my friends in front of me.
All right. We've got the odd zombies again. The body Hold on, I have to see what this actually can do here. Okay, the head just kind of ends up like rolling around in the square it's in. It doesn't end up very far. This zombie down here just starts walking in a straight line and like flailing its arms wildly, and it's going to double move going off this way until its turn is over to get there. You're pretty sure it just can't see anything given its reactions. This one is going to try to attack Tally because Tally's real dangerous to these guys. 3 attacks, Tally. Bite,
Oh.
claw, claw.
I'm going to do Warding Flare on the bite.
Okay,
Disadvantage
that's the
on that.
first one coming out.
Cool.
Which imposes disad, right?
That's right.
All right, let me roll it
No.
again.
It's no.
Yeah, that's probably going to be the low one. We will imagine that is the low one. Yep,
Oof.
that was the low one. All right. You blind it, and it just and tries to bite down and ends up biting its own arm. And then the claws.
Delicious.
Of which we will do 2. Nope. Nope. All the way. All right. I apologize for wasting your time.
No,
August.
So there's a giant bone-eating thing in front of me.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Gee. There it is. I guess I target that, right? That's the next target?
What, the bone eating thing?
Yeah. Imagine.
That's what you feel like doing. So far, it hasn't attacked you guys. It only attacks skeletons.
It's true. Attack skeletons. So I need
coloring outside the lines and all.
Yeah.
right? Did land on a skeleton and eat it.
Presumably zapped some skeletons, I'm assuming. Unless Strahd zapped his own, which I don't know.
You don't have any proof, but the 2 things do appear to be related.
Can I roll Arcana on the cloud in the sky being call lightning?
Sure. Let me check this. You're not quite sure with that roll. You have an idea that it may be, but it's like, possibly.
I'm concerned if we got lucky and it targeted something else and it's going to keep raining down lightning bolts because I can't survive one of those. Alright, I don't really know what to... I guess I'm going to attack one of the... Which one is attacking 3 times?
The one that is by Tally with the blue dot on it. Oh, there's 2 by Tally with blue dots on it. Sorry.
The bottom one?
Southernmost.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to target that one. Spells. Spell. So 11 AC hit.
No, it will not.
23 to AC hit.
No, actually, I light 11 will hit that guy.
Alright, so it takes a total of 17
right to your
damage.
All right, it appears to explode.
Only
Heads,
appears to,
arms, torso, everything going.
And I am going to... Does this give me line of sight, block line of sight from the weird skeleton dude that's eating a skeleton?
Mostly. Assuming he doesn't look up, he wouldn't see you run that direction.
Oh, I meant like if he was to cast the spell right there or something, like AoE effect.
I think he can see the bottom corner of your hex. So no, you'd have partial cover.
Okay, I'm good there. I can shoot at Skirp's bad guys next time.
Okay.
Cavalry.
Tally.
Okay. Okay. How many guys are there? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that what we got nearby?
Mhm.
Remaining of the
Floki.
zombie forces, plus this dude.
Or yeah, assuming it's Floki.
Yeah. Okay. Well, easy thing, I guess. Bonus action. I'd like to move my spiritual weapon back 20 feet towards me, I guess.
Okay. Oh, sorry, I have to give you control.
That's okay.
No, one more. There you go.
Have it chase Strahd.
Just forever.
20 feet at a time, man. I am loath to use my cantrips because I know what kind of reaction that might precipitate. Are there any skeletons left, or
Nope,
is it
they
just
all-
zombies now?
Looks like just all zombie stuff.
All zombies.
They got
In
super blowed up.
your head. Oh, sure. I started this. I'm gonna finish it off. Would this figure be considered hostile at this point? Not to me, I guess, right? From as far as I know.
Not as far as you know. It hasn't made any move towards you or your people.
All right. I beseech Silune to finish what she has begun.
Oh shit.
So, Constitution saving throws from all the remaining zombies.
1, 2, 3, 4,
5.
5?
Yeah, I think 5. If I can math. I don't know if I can.
Yeah. They all have the same modifier, so I'm just going to roll it all. 3 successes,
them?
3 failures.
All right. Well, 3 of them take 19. 3 of them take 9, I guess.
All right. Well,
Radiant.
let's see what that does.
Radiant.
It is radiant, so that guy will go dead and stay dead. That guy will go dead and stay dead. This guy will go dead and stay dead. This guy will take that many. Do you have that same rider? Nope, that guy will just go dead. I missed one. Did I? Nope, that's all of them.
I think you got them all.
Okay, so there is one left. And there's one left. It's the one near Skirp. And it will start pulling out X's so you guys can make heads or tails of where things are.
Ah.
Look at that kill count.
Nom
It's like it
noms.
belongs on the side of a jet plane.
Just started putting it inside my shield or something.
Yeah.
So we had one that ran away down that way. Did he get?
I got
He-
him.
He got exploded right
He
before
got
he
got?
was.
He got
yeah.
got.
His
Okay.
next turn was to go off the side of the map because he is going to just keep going in the directions swinging arms.
My screen just went black. Okay, I can still see. Okay. Is it my turn then?
It is your turn, I think.
Yes, it is your turn.
I'll just step back up.
You got
There's piles of zombies everywhere, most of which are now on, kind of this golden fire.
Floki. I guess Gideon will shrug and then he'll switch back to normal.
Are you going to
bolt.
say that out loud?
Yes.
Okay. It looks up at you and the hood falls back.
I saw the bone wings last time.
So you're expecting to see a cat person, right? What you see instead is this bald humanoid. Looks like a human. Blue kind of gray complexion to them. Looks like maybe like lightning running through its veins. It has the third eye in the middle of its head, that weird sickly yellow color.
Does it smell?
You see kind of like electricity crackling on its hands as it's like holding up a bone to its mouth, and it's trying to gnaw on this bone, and you don't see any teeth.
Ugh.
Whoa.
But this is not a tabaxi. So if you're like, is this Floki? You're not sure. It has many of the same traits Floki had, but it's missing several others.
I'm just gonna fire a full 3 rounds of crossbow bolts into the last living zombie.
Living zombie.
Nope, that's not the button.
Living
precision
dead
button.
girl.
Miss? Maybe?
Hit.
Oh god.
Hit.
What would be damage?
The first one is enough where you keep firing, and like you pin cushion in such a way where like you blow off the arms and the legs and they fly, and one sticks into the side of the well, the other one sticks into another zombie that was behind it. It just looks like it kind of fell apart.
Did Strahd get away?
The bats are no longer anywhere to be seen. Seeing the no longer hooded creature just starts spinning around and quickly like flourishes his cloak around, and at the same time like ends up in the air floating slightly. It's beating its skeletal wings just looking at you guys. You see lightning crackling on its fingertips, and it points at Tally and says, "Do not follow." Tally, make a will save.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Wisdom saving throw, sorry. Okay, you definitely you hear those words echo in your brain several times, but you're not actually like compulsed in any way to like obey them. And then the creature just darts off as fast as it possibly can, back off towards the south again. You
Floki,
guys,
come back!
If you want to take attacks against it, it will be in range for at least a round or two. But I'll leave that up to you guys. Otherwise, it's going to disappear into the distance.
No, that thing can go.
I have no reason to attract any more attention.
All
Especially
right.
if somebody who just killed a whole bunch of skeletons and disrupted the plans of Strahd. So
And you just see the black cloak billowing, bone wings flying off, and eventually the figure just gets smaller. And as it does, the storm clouds actually part.
Now that both of this combat is over and these flying things have left, if there's ever a time that there's a flying creature that you don't want to leave, let me know. Been trained in how to bring them down.
Oh, well. Good to know. Don't suppose that would work on Strahd, though. He turns into many flying creatures.
That's DM's choice.
Depends on what you're trying to do with it.
It's
Lock one down.
I don't think he's as easy to
Interrogate it?
pin down as you think he is.
It's
Probably
it's
not.
it's Earthbind. So however you interpret the spell.
I'm guessing Big Bad has some way to avoid a level 2
He
spell.
would amusingly be bound by that for like a turn, maybe, just to let you feel like it actually worked, and then be gone.
I'm bound to the earth. Oh,
He
no.
almost certainly has counterspell prepared.
To be fair, if I slowed him down for a round and the archer pincushion for another 70 damage, it might be enough to kill him.
And
Yeah.
Is it though?
You never
could have
know.
clambered up there.
I'm staring at the silver that I got, and then like doing that thing where you bite a coin. Like, is this real silver? Because our friend told us that silver would work.
He showed you pain and anger, so it
Strahd, and he gave me silver bolt.
So good job, everybody. I assume you will go back to your previous mission of missionness.
Split up? That
At this
doesn't
point,
seem
you
like
guys
a plan.
can.
Hang on.
You guys can split up now that this is over, and go
Now
back to
that
the
you're
inn.
super
Hang on.
duper weak.
I'm not.
Before we go any further today, I feel like all of our spirits are really down after that fight.
I feel like that kind of speech should be done before the battle. Like maybe when we get up in the morning and we're all sitting around at breakfast, you give us
It was a
rousing-
complicated morning, and it was very political, and Skirp got confused.
This is Skirp saying that, right? In third person.
I guess we're all talking, and you didn't seem in need of inspiration. But I could put this back in the pouch.
Give
For
us
another
your
day.
speech. I want to hear it.
Well, okay. All right. Let me unroll the scroll of my mind.
Oh, that's an
Yeah.
interesting metaphor.
Yeah, it's a metaphor though.
Isn't that like sinning in your head or something?
Even though large tracts of Barovia, and many old and famous states have fallen or may fall into the grip of the vampires, and all the odious apparatus of the von Zarevich rule, we shall not flag or fail. We shall go on to the end. We shall fight in Valaki. We shall fight in the fields and vineyards. We shall fight with growing confidence and growing strength in the air. We shall defend our honor, whatever the cost may be. We shall fight in the manors. We shall fight on the castle grounds. We shall fight in the sewers and in the streets. We shall fight in the hills. We shall never surrender. And if, which I do not for a moment believe, this team, or a large part of it, were subjugated and starving, then our families beyond the fogs, armed and guarded by the holy legions, would carry on the struggle until, in Gilthia's good time, the free world, with all its power and might, steps forth to the rescue and the liberation of the tyrannized.
Skirp Churchill, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Bravo, sir. That's good.
Jack flying behind me.
Oh, I like it.
All right. So
right.
I'm just saying we could take him.
That's what you're getting at there.
Yeah.
We can take the vampire lord because Churchill said so.
Yeah. We will fight.
Churchill's never wrong.
I mean, we made him fly away, right? It only took 2
We'll
rounds.
fight in the fog.
We kicked his ass.
We'll fight in the forest.
That's right.
I'm sorry, Skirp. Did you have any interaction with Strahd there?
I tried.
Maybe if you were taller than 2 feet tall.
Oh boy.
Maybe if I...
So Loki looked interesting.
different.
I
mean, I like what he did with his hair, I think. Or lack of.
Mm,
Out of character. I just want to say that I'm fully into the idea that the campaign setting just has another creature that took all the gifts and is flying around with bone wings.
I've just rescued our party.
And now there are 2 of them, and they're just flying around up there together.
We shall call him the Dark Knight.
Did anybody happen to look to see if the staff was with him to verify that it was Loki?
I don't know.
Can I make a
notice his
retroactive
staff?
perception check?
I mean,
Yes.
August wouldn't know to look.
In fact, if you guys are discussing this, everyone can have retroactive perception checks to
Nailed it.
figure it out.
Retroactive.
All right. I'll take it.
I will totally allow
I'll
that.
take it. I'll take it.
Boom.
If I can find
Boom,
out how to
shakala.
roll a perception check.
I'm gonna make you wait until he's done with
Use-
his roll.
That's fine.
Oh,
I'm gonna make you wait until I tell Tally what her role was. So as he was flying away, like when he did his flourish upwards, you could see that tucked in between like where the bone wings are connecting to his back, there was a staff.
What
Yeah,
happened to him?
Don't know. He tried to compel me not to follow, which I didn't really need too much convincing, but he looks very different than how he left, in some ways.
What direction did he fly?
South.
South.
Sooth?
South.
For South.
Which way did Strahd fly?
East.
So
Quick check.
unknown if he's there as friend or foe.
Is this your new orienting south?
It's the same Orient South. It's the Revenant
Yeah.
Orient.
It points you eastward in the direction that Strahd flew off to.
Okay. Is the coloring book like coincidentally eastward of me?
What do you mean? Like, is it just randomly eastward of you?
Yeah.
Like,
Could it be
on-
pointing at the book?
We are right here. You left it at the inn?
Yeah, where
Yeah.
is it? I guess.
It
No,
would be sort of eastward.
it would
Okay.
be. It would be sort of eastward, but it's
It's not
pole
pointing
is
at the-
more is more south than that.
Okay. Cool.
All right. Well, that was exciting.
So we carry out our plan to
Dust
get
our
the body.
souls.
Yeah. Continue
My
with the plan.
plan was to get a drink. Yeah.
Well,
let's
you
stick
you
with-
guys can go get a drink, and
We're not going to be going too much longer though tonight. So
That's fine.
that's fair.
We can finish this bit, I think, or get it somewhere interesting.
all
So,
right.
yeah.
Get
let's
you
head to the-
somewhere interesting.
Oh.
Are you
Oh.
guys going forward with your plan to split, or are you guys going to sit together?
Split, I think.
Okay. We have
Yeah, what-
so Skirp and Gideon are going back to the bar, and Tali and August are going to with the father, who, by the way, came out from around the side of the building, was like, "Holy crap, Strahd's here!"
Not anymore.
And he's like, "But he was here. He can actually attack the town. No one believed he could."
Why was that?
He says, no one believed that he could. There was no real reason for it. He just never attacked, not like that, not before."
He still never technically set foot in town. He landed on a building. Gray area.
we
Gray area.
can't really just burn down all the buildings.
See if he'll actually land on the ground or not.
Yeah. Got you there.
Haha. All right. So the three of you, being the priest and August and Tali,
Is the priest able to continue on with the plan after seeing Strahd in his town? Can he
he's
compose himself?
shaken. He's shaken, but he's like, "No, maybe there's something there. Maybe
Did he
has something
just
to do
hear
with
the inspirational speech that Skirp gave? Is he not
he
inspired?
did. He's terrifyingly
Is that
inspired.
all the places we'll fight?
Think of all the places we'll see. He's, he believes in you guys, but he's still. This is Strahd the Land, who has just now shown himself and demonstrated awesome power on, raising 20-some zombies and throwing fire around with the flick of a finger. It's a big deal.
Flick. Well, we got that body to go get now, don't we?
Yeah. Okay, so you guys will continue.
Is there audio playing?
Shouldn't be.
Oh. I mean, I gave you like 800 songs.
I feel like I'm hearing. I'm just wondering if I'm hearing shit.
You might
You're
be. I
hearing
turned
things.
off.
It's on
Okay.
your end.
Yeah, I turned off the
Okay.
thing. All right, so the three of you continue on your kind of funeral procession to go get the Burgomeister's body. As you arrive, the door is open. And there appear to be like mourners and guards gathered around. And in the midst of them is the Baroness, who turns and sees the three of you there and instantly runs and right into her brother's arms and starts bawling and babbling about, her husband's dead and what's going on, and we can't find the body, and that's just everything's so confusing. And she says, we could really use some prayer right about now. You hear someone just kind of scoff in the crowd, and you see the crowd kind of start parting, and a woman just walks out the door and leaves. Tally, at the very least, would recognize it as Lady Wachter. The father, tries to pick his sister up and says, "What do you mean you can't find the body? Where's your husband?"
Ooh.
She says, "We don't know. He was here and he's not, and Victor's missing. I don't know what's happened." Says that he disappears often these days, and I simply don't know where he is.
I look around for just the room, just still standing guard or next to the priest or whatever. But take a glance.
What are you looking? What are you looking for?
To see if the kid's there, if he's present in the mourners, if he's mourning his father.
He is not. He is absolutely not here. Comments, questions,
I'm gonna
concerns?
let Tally take the lead on this, or I'm gonna keep my mouth shut in respect for the dead type thing with the priest.
Thanks a lot.
Not a problem.
So wait, ma'am, if how do we know he is passed if we do not have a body?
He says there was a body. We had found him early this morning, and the guards were, looking into that great creature that was slamming the front of the house in the middle of the night, and so we started clearing the house, and we found the body in his study, and we just didn't understand it. And I went to find Victor in his. And she just kind of stops in his study, and he wasn't there either. And I thought he was home. He wasn't. I don't know if he's okay, if he's alive, what happened. And then she just starts break down crying again.
I sort of usher her back to the father and say, August, a word, and step outside, or beckon you to follow.
I follow.
Is there anybody waiting outside? Can I find like a place just off the main pass where I can just whisper to him?
You can pull everybody off to kind of the garden on the side of the house pretty easily.
And just be like, okay, so she's saying that she checked the study. Do you think that means the top floor?
No, I think she was referring to Victor's room.
Do you think?
I think the child has the body, and I don't know where Victor's body could be.
Can you scope out the top floor quickly, or perhaps have your? I don't know if we know to call it a familiar, but.
I will just have the raven go look, and I can see through its eyes that way. Okay. I want to actually change to a bird myself while we're still talking.
Sure.
Yeah, that's fine. Just remember the windows on that study side were blacked out.
True. Well, we'll still go and see if there's any difference, I guess, if it's any noticeable difference. Otherwise, yeah, that's basically what your report is. It's still black windows without going inside, but there's no way to know for sure.
Might be worth checking.
Maybe the priest can console his nephew. That's not suspicious, right?
If they could find the nephew, that's the problem.
Yeah, that's the problem.
too.
We can't find the nephew.
Oh, Victor's the nephew, not the...
Yes.
Yeah.
I was thinking Isaac or whatever was the...
Oh, yeah.
I was getting
Nah,
those
he did.
confused. Like, the bad guy's body disappeared, and only the Burgomeister was dead, and then... No, I got... Okay. Got it. So where would Victor go? Does the priest have any idea?
Hey, Shugs is like, the boy has been so different the last, year or so that I couldn't even hazard a guess where he would go. His parents have said that he's been keeping to his room, his study as they called it. So if he's not there, I have no clue.
Do you think Voctor had something to do with this?
It's possible this would be the time to strike. The boy would be, unguarded. The Burgomeister's gone. Strahd attacked. It's all possible.
If she's actually allies with Strahd, then she would have known he was attacking, and why would she be here otherwise?
The priest just shakes his head. He's like, I don't know any other reason. I suppose it's possible. She has come to be known as being quite the diabolical woman.
But it's no mystery that she doesn't get along with this family, politically speaking.
Absolutely
correct?
not a mystery.
So she would not be here with the mourners. That wouldn't be a place for her to be considered normal. So her being here is out of place.
Yes, that is a safe assumption.
So I look at Talia and I think Gideon's plan may be the best point with this bet.
We may need to at least confront her. Do you want to quickly check the upstairs and see? I know the windows are still blacked out, but perhaps you could sneak in the way we went. The way we've gone previously. See if the boy's okay up there.
I thought the boy's not up there, right? That's what the priest said? The boy's not in his study?
That's what the mom said. Yeah.
I can attempt to. There's a lot of guards here, though, right? All downstairs?
Yes. That you've seen. They're kind of all over the place.
Okay.
Doesn't mean you can't try.
Right. I mean, I can give it a try. Worst case scenario, I dim door out.
Best go check. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe it's best for us to check on Voctor and follow up on that.
Yeah, I think with this many guards here in this building being so active, trying to sneak in is not likely the best. But didn't we find a secret door entrance somewhere?
There's a trap door that leads from the master bedroom up to that level.
We could ask. We could ask the widow to show us to the boy's study.
What reason would we have to be there, though?
See if there's any clues.
If you don't think that's suspicious, I'm game. What's the priest think?
I look at the priest and say,
Yeah.
we're just trying to help find the body and find her boy, right?
He just nods. He says, "It seems."
We can
well enough
offer to
assumption.
find her boy, and then we can ask for clues then.
Says, "Well enough." She says, "Let's go ask and see how it goes." But with that mystery, I'm going to stop us there.
Woohoo!
Why?
We survived an encounter with Strahd that was violent.
Yes, it was.
All right, boys and girls,
So
that's
good
another
job,
installment
everybody.
of
Actually,
Streaming with
no, I
Strahd.
was pretty sure we should run away.
I hope everyone
Yeah, I mean,
has had a great time. I appreciate everybody hanging out. I'll see if I can
things
find you a
gone
host.
slightly different, I would have been using that action surge for a full
Not
sprint.
sure. Let's see. I will send you to this person.
Like I was thinking, like,
All right, guys.
direction
Have a
toward the
wonderful night.
church and
Thank
then
you. Appreciate it.
figure something out.
See you in the morning, 8 a.m.
Alright.
More Dark Souls 2.
Can only carry
Yeah.
one
Peace.
person through with the mission door, right?
Yeah, but if August had taken Tally, I could have run most of the way in one turn.
And then we just
And then we would just
Scurv
let
just shows
Scurv
up in
come
the
back from
grave.
the dead later. Yeah.
That's
Zabukio!